Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Mic with Mike. It is the premier business radio program in the area. I'm your host, Mike King. I appreciate you being with me. We're coming to you live from Gathering Hemp at the fabulous Hilton Hotel downtown, not Short Pump. Make sure you come to the right one. We'd like to thank them for hosting us every Wednesday from 5 to 7. On the Mic with Mike is the best business radio program around. We are part of the Mike King Business Radio Network, which is On the Mic with Mike, 5 to 7 a.m. on ESPN. The Choice, 2 to 3 every day. That is on gospel radio as well as International Business Group Radio. I'd like to thank our show sponsors, Tom Shook, the credit card guy, Andy Taylor and Junk Luggers. We got my man Jerry Howard in the building from E4. That's Ephesians 4, leadership and coaching. He is here with us. We're coming to you. We just finished with the Ladies Speaking Sport, Women Speaking Sports RVA. That is part of the program. And we got some luminaries in the house today. We got my man, Bob Lancaster is here. He's on the Wheels of Steel. He is the man working the audio for us. We'd like to thank him for coming on. The legendary Al Green. So people who know who rock with me know I got Al Green coming out at night. I mean, that I'm here at night. Let's say Al Green is the man. He's up roaming the halls 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So when I hit him up at 7, he like, leave me alone. I don't do mornings. He brought his sister with us. She's gonna talk to us a little bit about herbs and the things that take care of the body from a holistic standpoint. We're gonna talk to her. We got Dr. Danny is in the house, St. Lamore, who is a conscious rapper. A lot of friends of the program come through. They hang out with us, but we left the light on and a friend of the family came back. Shelley Shelton is back with us again.
What's up, Mike?
Alrighty, so you are an entrepreneur, an author, you are an acclaimed speaker.
Absolutely, motivational speaker.
Motivational speaker, and you're a survivor.
Absolutely.
All right, so I'm gonna give you a little 30 seconds, then I gotta dive into, we're here, what are we here to do?
We're here today to actually call out Tyler Perry.
We shouting out Tyler Perry.
Yep.
Now, why are we shouting out Tyler Perry? Because you wrote a book.
Absolutely.
You wrote a series of books. Okay, tell us who you are first from, that way we can get the good feel. Then we're gonna start shouting out Tyler Perry Studios.
Absolutely. So I'm Shelley Shelton out of Richmond, Virginia. I am a motivational speaker, a divorce recovery specialist. I have my own interior decorating business. I have my own line of books. I have a podcast, and all of that was birthed from a place of pain. And the thing is that I always want people to have an understanding about is, I used to be blind and unable to walk. And so I used to be blind and unable to walk. And so when you take a look at where I am now, you reference me as someone that is completely unstoppable. I have not allowed anything to take me off of my grind. And
I gotta stop you there.
Yeah.
Everybody's always talking about their grinding.
Yeah.
We're grinding.
Yeah.
Aren't people grinding as much as they say they are?
You know what, Mike? I don't know about everybody else.
But I know you be
but
grinding.
You know I'm grinding.
You are grinding out there with a regular job, and then you're a speaker.
Absolutely.
So you're a speaker in the whole E.T. Eric Thomas world.
Absolutely.
Let us talk a little bit about what that means and how that happens.
Yeah, so back in 2014, I went to a Eric Thomas conference. And when he was standing in front of the conference room, he was talking about his wife, and he was explaining how she was going through this illness. And as he was describing it, I knew instantly what it was. It was multiple sclerosis, because it's the thing that brought me to a place of being blind and unable to walk. And so after that conference, I talked with his wife, and we instantly connected. And once we connected, like we've been connected for the last, 6 years. And then that relationship birthed into being one of his certified speakers. And then he had me speak on his phenomenal life cruise internationally in the Bahamas. And so it's just been a beautiful, beautiful relationship. That relationship also birthed into me creating what I call the best prayer squad in the world, and that's the Lady Lions. and we're international. And so for those that don't understand how powerful prayer is, I just need to let you know, just in case you have not heard, because I said before, just in case you didn't hear, I used to be blind and unable to walk. So if you don't understand what the power of prayer means, you might want to listen to what I got to say tonight. So, and so I created these books because I thought that I would not be able to birth a child. And God told me something completely different. He said, it does not mean because the baby did not come out of you that you were not going to birth a child. I birthed that child into a series of books.
And the name of the baby, the book is, one is Chandler is the child you never had.
Chandler is the child that I never had.
There you go. Go ahead now. Who are we calling out again?
Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry, you need to come to Richmond, Virginia and check out Shelley Shelton. The story's phenomenal because it's about your journey. Now, Chandler does a whole bunch of different things.
Yeah.
Let me see the book, please. Okay. So here's the book right here. Give us Chandler's story, some of the amazing things that he does.
Yeah, Chandler is this amazing African-American boy. He's 11 years old, and he teaches other kids how to be kid entrepreneurs. He walks around with this thing called a traveling prayer shawl, and he takes it around with him everywhere he goes. And he blesses people around the world. And so all these little kids he's like this magnet that draws other kids to him. And he teaches them about how to be positive, how to be prayer warriors, how to make sure that no matter what goal you have, you still go after it. And so he's the child that I always wanted to have, and he impacts the world. And the reason why I want Tyler Perry to hear this is because the goal is this little brown boy will impact the world and be on movie screens. He'll be on cartoons, he'll be on backpacks, he'll be on, thermos, anything that a child needs, his face needs to be on it. And so to get that out, I need Tyler Perry's attention.
And that's right. And so we've been, Mike King, Shelley Shelton here, ESPN Richmond, that's where we're coming to you. Well, today we're coming to you from the Hilton downtown. See, we are pulling out world-class brands so we can call out Tyler Perry because he needs to be introduced to Shelley Shelton and Chandler. Okay, so how can Tyler Perry and his folks find you?
Yeah, so if you visit my website, unstoppableuniv.com and /books, like you'll see all my books. If you go to the website again, unstoppableuniv.com, you'll see my story. You'll see my story on YouTube. You'll see my gear. Like I'm sporting my gear tonight. I have a line of gear that speaks to women and men about how you should continue to go after every single goal, no matter what you're faced with. You'll see everything about me on that website. In addition to Instagram, Facebook, I'm all over Twitter, YouTube, everywhere.
You can't go
anywhere.
So Mike King, Shelley Shelton, we're coming to you from the Hilton downtown. So we got Nia, who is the curator's vault, who is here with us. We're going to talk to her in a little bit. She is out there really making a difference, really doing some great, outstanding branding for some folks out there. Her brand is on fire. She's going to bring one of her artists who's going to stop by, but we are here at the Hilton. Mike and Shelley's here talking to us. Alrighty, so when we're talking about grinding,
yeah,
your grind is legendary. So you have a regular gig.
I have a major full-time job.
Okay.
Major.
So you're not just out there shopping Chandler or being a speaker all the time. No,
absolutely not.
So you're up at, in the military, we call that dark 30. That's not an exact time, but Jared Howard as a Marine knows that's crack at dawn.
Yeah.
So you're up at dark 31. I know you're getting a prayer and you're gonna get that.
Absolutely.
And then you're working on your hustle, which is not even a side hustle, it's your passion.
It's my passion.
Alrighty, ma'am, how did you what did it take to make that dream come true about writing your first book? Everybody has a dream that they want to happen.
Yeah.
How do you do it?
Yeah, the first thing is you've got to make a decision. And it sounds simple, but I promise you it's not. Like you've got to make a serious decision that you're going to commit to it, that you're going to be consistent, that you're going to get up 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning like I do every single day and grind to get this done. You've got to seriously be able to decide if it's a dream, if it's a passion, or what is it. So that's the beginning of this process, but you've got to be able to make that decision and start this.
Okay, when did you realize that Tyler Perry was gonna be the person who needed to make this happen?
You know what? When I talk about prayer, I say, okay, God, like you need to let me know who exactly needs to be in the midst of this. And I heard Holy Spirit say Tyler Perry. That's all I got to
The
hear.
Holy Spirit
That's
said Tyler Perry, it
Tyler
was clear,
Clear,
crispy clear.
clear.
Al Green, audio clear.
Al Green.
Audio clear, okay.
That's
So
right.
now all of a sudden, what happens then?
And then after that, you know, it's all about, I just started writing. I started just seriously writing. The grind is real. I tell you, I'm up every single day at 2 o'clock in the morning, sometimes 1 a.m. And so from 1 a.m. to
Man,
5 a.m.
I get up early.
Oh,
But
yeah,
that's you know, that's
Real talk.
that's past earlier than dark 30. That's the last
That's
night.
late. That's night.
That's night.
That's still night.
That is night. That's
Oh,
you know,
okay.
if we're talking, that's Wednesday night. I'm getting up Thursday morning early.
Mm.
But so here we're at the Hilton. Mike King, Shelley Shelton is here with us. I'd like to thank the good folks here at the Hilton. They're here. We're here Wednesday, 5 to 7 p.m. This is part of the Mike King Biz Radio Network, which is ESPN Richmond 106.1, The Choice 105.3, as well as International Business Growth Radio, which is social enterprise business, how business can help society be better. I'm just a humble talk show host. I'm out there minding my business. Next thing you know, I see this lady doing something outstanding. I'm like, you know, I say, hey, this is Mike King. You want to come on my radio show? And you say, who's
Yeah.
Mike King? But after that,
Then I said, yep.
and then you came to the program. And then we said, we're gonna keep shouting out Tyler Perry
That's right.
until somebody gonna answer us.
That's
Or either
right.
they're gonna tell us to be quiet.
I don't know. You know what? We're gonna keep talking
We're gonna
until
keep
somebody
talking.
call me.
Exactly. They're gonna call one way or the other, or
That's
send
right.
an email. So Shelley Shelton, how can people find you?
UnstoppableUNIV.com.
All righty, Mike King is here, Shelley Shelton is here. When you talk about your journey,
Yeah.
how do people who are out there in the midst of something really hard that they're going through, how do they get out of that? How do they work? So when all of a sudden it turned into that you were going to, you couldn't have a child and that birth Chandler.
Yeah.
How do you go with that mindset?
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? You've got to surround yourself with some of the most incredibly positive people in the world, because there are going to be people that are going to put you down. There are going to be people that make you think that you're not worthy of the best. There are going to be people that's going to say, you crazy girl for be doing some books, some children's books, or, you know, with some dream that you got. You've got to surround yourself with the right people.
Okay.
So I was determined that I was going to surround myself with the right people. So I surrounded myself with E.T., the hip hop preacher.
And
I
next-
surrounded myself with Jeremy Anderson. I surrounded myself with C.J. Quinney, all multimillionaires that believe that no matter how bad your situation is, you can go after the dream. Some people don't understand. E.T. used to be living out of trash cans, living in abandoned buildings, eating out of trash cans. And so you've got to surround yourself with people that understand what a hardship is. So when I say I used to be blind and unable to walk, I'm for real. That's real talk in that. I ain't joking. I ain't tripping. It's real talk. So you've got to understand the power of prayer. You've got to understand the power of prayer. I was determined that even though my neurologist said that I would not walk, that I would not be able to have a child, that I would not be able to do anything, I told him, you talking to somebody else, because that will not be my life. So you've got to make a decision, no matter what type of situation you've been through, no matter if you are broke, no matter if you're broke and you can't even play a joke, you have got to be able to say to somebody that prayer is real, that God is real, and I'm going to take my dream to the next level, regardless of what anybody got to say. And so at some point, you've got to understand that you are unstoppable, regardless of what somebody's going to try to preach into your life. But I assure you that I am determined that not one single negative statement that's going to come to me, I am receiving it. Don't you receive it? Don't you think that somebody's negative talk in your life is going to take over your life? You do what you need to do, regardless of somebody saying something negative. That's all I got to say.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Shelley Shelton, And the idea of you coming on the program, because we're doing one thing, and what's that one thing we're doing?
We're talking to Tyler Perry.
We are shouting out Tyler Perry to say, Shelley Shelton needs to be, you need to contact her.
That's right.
Because the line of books with Chandler is gonna impact the world. We are gonna find somebody who is gonna put that out there. Tyler Perry, if you're the one for your people, we're just gonna keep shouting it out. We're shouting it, and we're shouting it out from world-class brands too. We're
Okay.
shouting it out from ESPN, which is a brand that everybody knows. And we're shouting it out from the #1 hotel brand in the world, which is the Hilton. That's where we are. Tyler Perry, you need to go ahead and contact Shelley Shelton. How can you get to her?
UnstoppableUNIV.com.
There you go. On the mic with Mike. We're coming to you from the Hilton, downtown Richmond, not Short Pump. Jerry, not Short Pump. Thank you very much.
Downtown.
So that's a lovely place, but you don't have a window of the world like we do right here, where the world is passing us by, and we're here talking to Shelley Shelton. All right, Shelley, marketing, your social media game is fire.
Thank you.
All right, so talk to people about what that means. That's what I found.
Yeah.
I saw you out there. I'm like, okay, that's something.
Yeah. Branding is extremely important. You've got to speak your brand everywhere you go.
And what did you say to me today?
I said, what's going on? You ain't got your gear on.
I'm telling
Nobody
you,
knows who
Al,
Mike
you
is.
know, and I wear that because that way I don't have to tell people who I am, because I don't like talking to people I don't know.
Mhm.
So that's a talk show host and salesman who's not really a people person. So what do? I keep my friends around, just like this right here. Mike King, Al Green, Danielle, Steph B, everybody is here, and we all believe that when one comes into the circle in the crew, it helps us all be better. So Shelley Shelton, so we're gonna come back again. We're gonna keep doing this until somebody says Chandler is worthy of being, made a star.
Amen.
All righty, so really quickly, we're running out of time. We got to talk to some other folks. What are some of the things, the books that you, oh, wait a minute, I'm holding on the camera. I'm sorry. I was, okay. Are you there for me? Are you there, God? It's me, Chandler. How'd you come up with that?
Yeah, so one of the things is, divorce is tough on families. And one of the things I wanted to do was to help children get through divorce. So it's not just a mom and a dad that's going through divorce, it impacts the entire family. And so, so the Black News Channel had me on to talk about how you get your children through the pain of divorce, how you get them through that. And so that was the whole purpose of the Are You There, God? Is Me, Chandler.
Was that the first book you wrote?
No, that's my third book.
Okay, what was the first book?
The first book was The Adventures of Chandler and the Traveling Prayer Shawl. And the second book is Chandler Goes Camping.
What's the next thing for Shelley Shelton?
Next thing is just to continue to
call out Tyler Perry.
The call of Tyler Perry, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, if Oprah wants to call, I'm good with that. I'm good with that if Oprah wants to call. Amen. I'm good with that. Oprah, Tyler, we're down with that.
All right, I'm rolling with Shelley Shelton. So you're calling out Oprah, we're calling out Tyler, and on top of that, you're hip with E.T. the hip hop.
Yeah.
There you go.
E.T. is cool people.
E.T. is cool people. All right, on the mic with Mike, we got to run. As we always say, we are the best business radio program around because we have the best guests, the best hosts, and I got the coolest and best friends. I always say changing the world ain't cheap or free or easy. And also the microphone ain't free. And Al, as always say, we got to go because my grandkids need stuff. That's why y'all got to pay. Thank you very much. On the mic with Mike, we got to run. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks now. On the mic with Mike, we are rolling along. We're coming to you from Gathering Hem here at the Hilton. So we just like to thank, Shelley Shelton for coming through. That was a moment right there. That was a
moment.
Yes.
I was inspired.
No, I'm talking about
moved.
that. Just for a second, I lost my train of thought.
It happens too.
Exactly. So on the mic with Mike, ESPN Richmond, that's where you find us 5 to 7 a.m. Coming to you from the Hilton right here. That's where we are, Gathering Hem. So friends of mine know that my man, Al Green, is the host of the Gospel Praise Party on Choice. He's the man who holds Sunday down from 2 to 3. So everyone to hear outstanding music and inspirational music. Make sure you check out Al Green. We go back to good old days down in Chester. I didn't know who he was at that point at WJFN radio. I just knew this guy named Al Green. Come up to WJFN, I meet the man, and the rest is history. And he talks about teaching me how to make this radio thing work. But now he tells me, I know he was always down with this holistic and all the herbs and stuff like that. He says, I got a sister. Al Green has a sister. We got the doctor in the house. Ma'am, who do we have with us?
I am Dr. Lenise Green in the house.
Dr. Lenise Green. All right, so we're always talking to folks about getting the credentials out the way. Let folks know what we're talking about here, what you are, your business.
You want the whole list of credentials or the short list?
Look, give me that. You got a lot of credentials if
I got
you
a
didn't
lot
got
of
to that. Yes, I know. I didn't heard.
You done heard?
I didn't
Let
heard
me tell you.
your reputation proceeds.
Ooh, I hope it's good.
Well, it is, but it's not just you. Your family got a lot of history.
It's a lot of history.
You got a lot of
I'm standing on tall shoulders.
You better believe it.
Yes,
All right, so
Lord.
we're going, okay, so I always talked about Al already. All right, let's talk about you, man, real quickly. Who you are and what do you do?
All right, so I'm Dr. Lenise Green. I am a traditional naturopathic doctor. I am a certified nutritional consultant, a master herbalist, throw in there a mechanical engineer. That was my first degree.
Oh, okay, so wait a second.
Okay, stop.
So how do you go from Danny is an engineer too. Dr.
See
Danny
that?
is
See that? I'm running
is
in
an
good
engineer,
company.
yes. And so how do you go from, we think of engineers as,
Nerds.
hey, I'm down with the nerd community, but I was a nerd before nerd, but nerds weren't always cool.
This is true.
But nerds became
This
cool.
is true.
So Dr. Danny is in the house. We have another engineer here who's with us. So, all right, okay, we ain't gonna start calling out the Aggies.
I'm a Prairie View Panther engineer.
Okay, all right, so here,
right.
Lenise Green is in the house with us. We had Dr. Danny, Dr. Danny is here with us. They're engineers. How do you go from being a mechanical engineer to an herbalist?
I'm gonna give you a naturopathic doctor, but that's okay.
Okay.
But
Oh,
I'm
okay.
gonna give you the short
See,
story.
I'm not that smart. I'm just from Philly. I'm just a guy talking on radio. See, I don't even know all of the things in between. Okay,
That's
so
all
how do you go from one to the other?
I'm gonna give you the short story. So I was climbing the engineering path, working for a major DoD contractor as a program manager, climbing that corporate ladder, thinking I was gonna be, CEO of something someday. And my grandmother actually got diagnosed with ovarian cancer. And through that, I met a lady who was a naturopath who came in and shared with me this concept that the body could heal itself. And so from that moment on, I just knew both of my grandfathers were ministers, but this particular grandfather always wanted me to be a missionary doctor. So I feel like this is my mission.
This is your calling.
This is my calling. And so I decided to take my engineering knowledge and apply it to the body instead of other mechanical stuff.
So how different was it? So you went from the engineering of the body, what you did to the body. How different was it when you started telling people what you were doing at that point, going down the road of really the body taking care of itself?
People thought I was crazy.
I can believe it,
Oh,
yes.
yeah. Oh,
yes.
yeah, they did. But
Especially Americans, because the rest of the world doesn't necessarily think like that.
that's true.
They've been doing things for a while, a minute or two, and we're like, hey, no, just take this pill. I'm always leery of the pills, and the reason why I'm on the sales side, they tell you the nice part up front, and the music is nice, they're holding hands, and they're smiling and all that. And then they get to the part where it gets real blurry and they start talking fast.
Well, if you notice now in the commercials, it's like, this pill could help you. That's like the first 10 seconds.
Yes.
And then the last 2 minutes is like all the other things that could go wrong when you take this pill.
And the thing is, they start talking fast and they blur
And they
the
blur
stuff
that
down the
part
thing
out.
down the bottom. Because that's what we're saying. We want people to just take this pill. But you're saying we can take care of ourselves. The body is really equipped to start doing that.
The body is designed to do that. And I always say, I have never met one person who has a deficiency in a prescription medicine. Not once. Not once. So, I help you to understand food and healing, how food affects you, how food can make you sick. I help you to understand how supplements and vitamins can help you to heal or take you down the path of disease, right? Dis-ease. I help you to understand stress, lifestyle, exercise, behavior, comprehensive, how your life can contribute to your well-being or how it can take away from your well-being. That is my passion. That is what I live and eat and breathe.
One of my Dr. Lenise Green is here with us. We are coming to you from the Hilton, which is Gathering Hemp is the lounge here. Make sure you stop down and take a look. If you ever need hotel rooms, they can offer to you event space. Make sure you check them out as well. Ma'am, I talk to a lot of people and I always ask them the same question. What's happening out in the streets? How are people doing?
People are tired, people are stressed, people are, we're still coming out of, into, through, this COVID thing, which honestly, I think just brought to light really a lot of the stress and the pressure that people were already under. And it just magnified it. And so, now all of a sudden mental health is a buzzword.
It is.
We were stressed and having challenges before the COVID came along. And so now we're just realized we have to pay attention to our well-being, and that self-care is not a luxury. We have to take care of ourselves. We've looked outside of ourselves for so long for somebody to fix it for us. We have the power. We have the power to fix ourselves. And so, that's what I help people to tap into, that healing power that they have.
All righty, so you've been on a journey for a while. You're coming back next week again. See, that's what we do. I could have had the dates mixed up, but not me and my Cracker Jack staff.
You got this together.
Exactly. This staff is, it is top shelf. The research department, the sales department, the equipment department, all of this. This is me right here on the mic with Mike. We're here. We like to thank Bob Lancaster for the audio portion, keeping us together. The doc is coming back next week, and we appreciate her. Shout out to my man Al Green for coming through. Like I said, when he comes out in the evenings, all the way from that other state of Dinwiddie, I'd like to thank you very much, sir.
It's a big thing.
Exactly. Passport is checked. He can get the valet stamp that says you can get back down there to God's country. So one of Mike with Mike, we got to run. We'd like to thank you guys for tuning in. This is the best business radio program around. We come to you from Hilton every Wednesday from 5 to 7. Come on down and check us out. We have a great guest. We got Women Speaking Sports is expanding to an hour. We've got the man Jerry Howard here, right behind me. His business, E4 Leadership and Business Coaching. Make sure you check him out to help your organization reach new levels. On the mic with Mike, we got to run. Ladies and gentlemen, have a good evening. It's good morning. What am I talking about? We'll talk to you soon. Thanks.